Hey everybody! So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make and adjust walls in Revit. So at this point, you should have some experience making walls. So if you go to the Architecture tab and click on Wall, you have a bunch of different walls that are already preloaded into Revit for you. It defaults to an 8-inch generic wall type. So if you want to go ahead and do your basic sketches of your floor plan with these walls, you're more than welcome to. So what I've done so far is I made a really basic sketch of my floor plan. It has a few additional details in it, like doors and a couple of components and annotations just for reference. But overall, if I click on one of my walls, you'll see that the properties here are all set to generic 8-inch. One of the main things that I want you to keep in mind is that the exterior walls and the interior walls are going to be different thicknesses and made of different materials. So once you're done sketching, I want to take a few minutes and show you how to edit the walls so you don't have to pick and choose as you go. So for now, I know that I want all of my exterior walls to be a single material. And what I'm doing here is I'm selecting each of these individual walls, and I'm holding down the Control key to select all of them at once. Now, what you're seeing here is there's actually a couple of walls that I made that are shared on the interior, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and just keep them selected, and we'll go back and fix it later. So once I have my exterior walls selected, I want to go ahead and change this to exterior, indicating it's an exterior wall, and I'm going to choose brick on a metal stud. So you're going to notice that I have constraints that aren't satisfied. This may or may not happen to you depending on if you have dimensions set. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say remove constraints. So now if I zoom in a bit, you're going to see that my interior walls are a much different thickness than my exterior walls. And in this case, my exterior wall is also shown on the inside. Now, if you have a similar situation as me, what we're going to need to do is actually click on this node and shorten this wall so that it ends a bit earlier. You can go in and, oops, click the wrong button here. Now I can go in and I can make those modifications to my interior walls. So for this project, I'm going to have you click on Wall, go to the dropdown, and you're going to be using an interior 4 7/8 inch partition. And what you'll see is I can just click and drag my wall and connect it with my exterior. And from here, I'm good to go. So once again, you're noticing that the walls that I just made, the interior ones, are also a different thickness. So you can do the same thing and select all of your interior walls. Again, I'm holding down the Control key. And change this to the interior 4 7/8 inch partition. And you'll see that all of your walls get smaller. The nice things about working with walls, oh, I missed one here. Go ahead and add that back in later. The nice thing about putting down walls is that if you have elements that are joined to the walls, you can easily use your 4 arrow keys and nudge the components in either direction. This is also true for walls themselves. So for example, if I zoom in on this wall and I want to make sure it's flush, I can use my right arrow key to nudge that over and get it into the place I want. So if you're going through this and you're realizing that you might want to start with the exterior and the interior walls first, the way that they should be, you're more than welcome to, but it's whatever you prefer. So let's go ahead and move on to talking a bit about adding dimensions. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one for reference. So if I want to add a dimension to this horizontal wall, I have to click on the wall that is perpendicular to it. If you see here this overarching dimension, I want to make sure that my witness lines are going from the exterior of the wall to the exterior of the wall. If yours are positioned so that they're maybe at the midpoint, all you need to do is click on the node of this witness line until it goes out and do the same thing on both sides. Once your witness lines are set, you can change your overall dimension to be whatever you need it to be and press enter. And then to lock that dimension in place, you're going to click on this icon. You're going to click on the dimension line again, and then lock that into place. I'll show you one more time with the long wall here. So I'm going to click on my horizontal wall, change my witness line so it's on the outside, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. But for this, I'm going to click and hold on my witness line. And if you notice, I can hover over the very opposite end of the wall, but it doesn't go necessarily where I want it to. So if you hover over this wall and press Tab on your keyboard, it will adjust to the exterior of the wall. And this dimension here is going to be 47 feet 2 inches. I'll press enter. I want this to be a permanent dimension, so I can click on my icon, click on my dimension line, and lock that into place. So once again, you are more than welcome to apply these same practices and lock in dimensions with the rest of your building. It really helps keep everything in place. I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching.